The story begins with the vast and serene expanse of the ocean, a seemingly endless body of water stretching out to meet the horizon. The surface of the ocean shimmers under the golden light of the sun, a sight both mesmerizing and full of life. Beneath this tranquil surface lies a world of immense power and motion, where the sun's energy plays a crucial role in one of Earth's most essential processes, the birth of a cloud. As the sun's rays strike the ocean, they penetrate its surface, warming the water and setting off a chain of reactions. Tiny water molecules, energized by this warmth, begin to dance and vibrate, their bonds weakening. Gradually, some of these molecules gain enough energy to break free from the liquid state and enter the atmosphere as invisible water vapor. This is the first step in a process that will eventually lead to the formation of a cloud, but at this moment, it is a silent and unnoticed event, one that repeats itself millions of times every second across the world's oceans. The water vapor, now free from the constraints of the ocean, begins its ascent into the sky. The narrative follows this vapor as it rises, carried upward by the gentle but persistent updrafts that exist in the atmosphere. As the vapor climbs higher, it enters cooler layers of air. The transition from the warm, sunlit surface to the cooler altitudes is a journey of transformation. The higher the vapor goes, the cooler it becomes, and as the temperature drops, the vapor begins to condense around tiny particles of dust, salt, and other microscopic matter suspended in the air. These particles, known as cloud condensation nuclei, are crucial to the formation of clouds. Without them, the water vapor would remain dispersed, never forming the droplets needed to create a cloud. The narrative delves into this process, describing how individual water molecules latch onto these particles, forming minuscule droplets that begin to cluster together. Each droplet is tiny, almost invisible to the naked eye, but together they form the first signs of a cloud, wisps of white against the blue sky. As more water vapor condenses, the droplets multiply and merge, growing in size and number. What began as a few scattered droplets soon becomes a dense collection, and the cloud begins to take shape. The chapter vividly describes the cloud's growth, comparing it to a living organism that feeds on the moisture in the air. The cloud is no longer just a collection of droplets. It is a dynamic entity, constantly changing and evolving as it moves through the atmosphere. The narrative also touches on the different factors that influence cloud formation, such as humidity, temperature, and wind patterns. It explains how the interplay of these elements determines the size, shape, and type of cloud that forms. For example, in regions where the air is particularly warm and moist, towering cumulonimbus clouds may form, reaching high into the sky and bringing with them the potential for powerful storms. In contrast, in cooler, drier areas, wispy cirrus clouds might dominate, drifting high above with a delicate, feather-like appearance. As the chapter unfolds, the cloud continues to grow and change, its journey only just beginning. It is a process that has been occurring for billions of years, a cycle as old as the Earth itself. Yet, each cloud is unique, shaped by the specific conditions of its environment. The chapter ends with the cloud fully formed, a testament to the intricate and delicate balance of forces that brought it into being. It hovers in the sky, a guardian of the planet below, ready to play its part in the ongoing story of Earth's natural defenses. This chapter lays the foundation for understanding the cloud cycle's critical role in Earth's climate system. It sets the stage for the subsequent chapters, which will explore the cloud's journey across the skies, its role in precipitation, and its function as a protective shield for the planet. The birth of a cloud is not just a simple act of nature, it is a profound process that connects the ocean's depths to the heights of the sky, a cycle that sustains life and protects the Earth. The newly formed cloud, a delicate yet ever-changing entity, begins its journey across the vast expanse of the sky. Carried by the wind, it floats effortlessly above the Earth, a silent traveler shaped by the invisible forces that guide it. The cloud's journey is not a straight path. It is a voyage influenced by the complex interplay of atmospheric currents, temperature variations, and the landscape below. As the cloud drifts away from the ocean that gave it life, it encounters the first of many changes in its environment. The warm, moist air that initially fueled its formation gradually gives way to cooler, drier air as it moves inland. This transition is both subtle and significant, affecting the cloud's size, density, and behavior. The narrative captures these shifts, describing how the cloud begins to stretch and thin, its edges becoming less defined as the water droplets within it start to evaporate. The winds that carry the cloud are not uniform. they are shaped by the Earth's rotation, the heating of the land and sea, and the topography of the landscape below. As the cloud passes over a coastal region, it is met with a breeze that pushes it upward, lifting it higher into the sky. The higher altitude brings cooler temperatures, causing the cloud to condense further. The once diffuse mass of vapor becomes denser again, its form more pronounced as it transforms into a cumulus cloud, with its puffy, cotton-like appearance. The cloud's journey takes it over mountains, where the rising air currents force it to climb even higher. As the cloud ascends, it cools further, and the water droplets within it begin to coalesce into larger droplets. The narrative vividly describes this process, comparing it to a brewing storm, with the cloud growing darker and heavier as it collects more moisture. The once gentle, drifting cloud now carries the potential for rain, its journey shaping it into a formidable force of nature. As the cloud continues its passage, it encounters different atmospheric layers, each with its own unique characteristics. The story delves into how these layers influence the cloud's structure and movement. At lower altitudes, the cloud may encounter warmer, more humid air that allows it to grow larger and more robust. Conversely, at higher altitudes, the cloud might encounter strong winds that shear its edges, breaking it apart into smaller, more fragmented pieces. The cloud's journey is a constant balancing act, a struggle between growth and dissipation. The cloud's path is also shaped by the geography below. As it moves over a vast desert, the dry, arid air begins to sap the cloud's moisture. The cloud, once full and vibrant, starts to thin out, its water droplets evaporating back into the atmosphere. The narrative captures this gradual fading, illustrating how the cloud's life cycle is intimately tied to the environment it traverses. The cloud becomes a ghostly shadow of its former self, a reminder of the relentless power of nature. However, the cloud's journey is not always one of diminishment. As it moves over a lush, forested area, the humidity and rising air currents rejuvenate it. The cloud absorbs the moisture from the forest below, growing larger and more substantial once again. The narrative describes this rebirth in detail, illustrating how the cloud interacts with the land to sustain itself. The cloud's journey is a testament to the resilience of natural systems, where each element of the environment plays a role in shaping the other. The cloud also plays a crucial role in regulating the Earth's temperature as it travels. During the day, it reflects sunlight back into space, preventing the Earth's surface from overheating. At night, it acts as a blanket, trapping heat and keeping the planet warm. The narrative explores these dual functions, emphasizing how the cloud's journey across the sky is integral to maintaining the delicate balance of Earth's climate. As the chapter draws to a close, the cloud reaches the end of its journey over a fertile plain. Here, it encounters a convergence of warm and cool air masses, triggering a dramatic transformation. The cloud, now heavy with moisture, begins to release its burden. The first droplets of rain fall from its base, signaling the beginning of a new phase in the cloud's life cycle. This chapter has taken the reader on a journey with the cloud, illustrating how its path across the sky is influenced by a myriad of factors, from the winds that carry it to the landscape it passes over. The cloud's journey is not just a random drift through the atmosphere, it is a complex and dynamic process that shapes the weather and climate of the regions it touches. As the cloud begins to release its rain, it prepares to fulfill one of its most essential roles in the Earth's natural systems, a role that will be explored in greater depth in the next chapter. As the cloud reaches the fertile plain, the culmination of its journey, it is heavy with moisture, its once light form now darkened by the weight of countless water droplets. The air below is warm and thick with humidity, creating the perfect conditions for one of nature's most vital processes, precipitation. This chapter explores the cloud's transformation into a rainmaker, a life-giving force that sustains ecosystems, nourishes the soil, and replenishes the planet's water sources. The narrative begins by describing the cloud's buildup of moisture, detailing how individual water droplets within the cloud grow larger as they collide and merge. Each collision causes the droplets to increase in size, eventually becoming too heavy to remain suspended in the air. The cloud, which once floated effortlessly across the sky, now strains under its burden, signaling the imminent release of its precious cargo. As the cloud's droplets grow larger, they begin to overcome the upward air currents that have kept them aloft. Gravity takes hold, and the first raindrops start to fall, breaking through the base of the cloud. The narrative captures this moment with vivid detail, describing how the initial drops are few and far between, falling sporadically like a tentative promise of what's to come. These early drops are the vanguard, signaling the beginning of a downpour that will soon follow. The rain begins in earnest as more droplets join the descent. The narrative describes the transformation from a gentle drizzle to a steady, rhythmic downpour, the sound of rain filling the air. The water, once suspended high above, now returns to the earth, completing its journey in a cycle that has been repeated for millennia. The chapter emphasizes the significance of this moment, portraying rain as the Earth's lifeblood, a vital component of the planet's ecological balance. The story delves into the different forms that precipitation can take, depending on the temperature and atmospheric conditions. In warmer climates, the rain falls as liquid, soaking into the soil and nourishing the plants. In colder regions, the droplets may freeze on their way down, transforming into snowflakes that blanket the ground in a white, insulating layer. The narrative explores how this variation in precipitation is essential for different ecosystems, each relying on specific forms of water to sustain life. As the rain falls, the story shifts focus to its impact on the landscape below. The fertile plain, which had been dry and thirsty, eagerly absorbs the moisture. The rainwater seeps into the soil, replenishing underground aquifers and providing the necessary hydration for plant roots to grow and thrive. The narrative vividly describes how the rain transforms the landscape, turning parched earth into a lush, green expanse teeming with life. The chapter also explores the broader impact of rain on the environment. Rivers and streams, fed by the rain, swell and flow with renewed vigor, carrying water to distant regions. Lakes and reservoirs, essential sources of fresh water, are replenished, ensuring that communities and ecosystems have the water they need to survive. The narrative emphasizes how rain is a connector, linking different parts of the Earth's hydrological system in a continuous cycle of renewal and sustenance. But rain is not only a source of life, it is also a powerful force that can reshape the landscape. The narrative delves into how heavy rains can cause erosion, carving out valleys, and changing the course of rivers. It explores how floods, while destructive, are also part of the natural process of replenishing nutrients in the soil, ensuring that the land remains fertile. The chapter presents rain as a dual force, both a creator and a destroyer, highlighting its complexity in the natural world. The story also touches on the emotional and cultural significance of rain in human societies. Rain has been revered in myths and religions as a gift from the gods, a symbol of fertility, renewal, and abundance. The narrative reflects on how different cultures celebrate the arrival of rain, from the joyous dances of indigenous peoples to the poetic verses that have been written in praise of a life-giving downpour. As the chapter concludes, the rain begins to taper off. The cloud, now relieved of its burden, starts to dissipate, its droplets having fulfilled their purpose. The landscape below is transformed, vibrant and alive after the nourishment it has received. The narrative underscores the cyclical nature of this process, reminding readers that the rain is not the end, but a part of an ongoing cycle that will continue as long as the Earth exists. This chapter has explored the cloud's role as a rainmaker, emphasizing how precipitation is essential for sustaining life on Earth. It has shown how the cloud's journey culminates in an act of renewal, where water is returned to the land, ensuring that ecosystems remain healthy and balanced. The chapter sets the stage for the next part of the story, where the focus will shift to the cloud's role as a protective shield, safeguarding the planet from extreme conditions and ensuring the continuity of life. As the cloud drifts away from the fertile plain, it continues its journey across the sky, carrying with it not just moisture but also an important role in Earth's climate system. This chapter delves into the protective functions of clouds, illustrating how they act as a shield, safeguarding the planet from the extremes of temperature and radiation. The narrative begins by describing the dual nature of clouds as both reflectors and insulators. During the day, clouds serve as a reflective barrier, bouncing a portion of the sun's incoming solar radiation back into space. This reflection helps to prevent the Earth's surface from overheating. The chapter vividly illustrates how different types of clouds, from thick cumulonimbus to wispy cirrus, vary in their ability to reflect sunlight. For example, thick, dense clouds have a higher albedo, meaning they reflect more sunlight, whereas thinner clouds allow more light to pass through. The story shifts to explore how clouds contribute to Earth's energy balance by controlling the amount of solar radiation that reaches the surface. In regions with persistent cloud cover, the constant reflection of sunlight can moderate temperatures, preventing excessive heat. Conversely, in areas where clouds are less frequent, the lack of this reflective shield can lead to higher temperatures and more extreme weather conditions. The narrative highlights the complex interplay between cloud cover and surface temperatures, emphasizing how clouds help to maintain a more stable and hospitable climate. As the sun sets and night falls, the protective role of clouds takes on a different dimension. The chapter describes how clouds act as a blanket, trapping heat radiating from the Earth's surface and preventing it from escaping into space. This insulation effect helps to keep the planet warm during the night, reducing temperature fluctuations between day and night. The narrative explains how the thickness and altitude of clouds influence their insulating properties, with lower altitude clouds providing more effective insulation compared to high altitude clouds. The story also explores the impact of clouds on weather patterns and climate regulation. By influencing temperature and precipitation, clouds play a key role in moderating weather extremes. For example, in regions prone to drought, clouds can bring much-needed rain, alleviating water shortages and supporting ecosystems. In contrast, in areas experiencing heavy rainfall, clouds can help to distribute moisture more evenly, preventing localized flooding and ensuring that water resources are replenished gradually. The chapter delves into the science behind cloud formation and its relationship with climate change. It explains how the composition and behavior of clouds are affected by increasing levels of greenhouse gases and changes in atmospheric conditions. The narrative discusses how climate change can lead to alterations in cloud cover, cloud type, and cloud behavior, potentially amplifying or mitigating the effects of global warming. For instance, while some types of clouds may increase in frequency, enhancing the greenhouse effect, others may diminish, reducing the Earth's natural cooling mechanisms. The chapter also addresses the importance of understanding clouds in the context of climate science and weather forecasting. Advances in satellite technology and climate modeling have provided scientists with tools to study and predict cloud behavior more accurately. The narrative highlights how these advancements are crucial for developing strategies to manage climate change and mitigate its impacts. By improving our understanding of clouds and their role in Earth's climate system, scientists can better predict weather patterns, prepare for extreme events, and make informed decisions about environmental policies. The story concludes with a reflection on the interconnectedness of clouds, climate, and life on Earth. Clouds are portrayed as more than just ephemeral formations in the sky. They are integral to the planet's climate system, influencing temperatures, weather patterns, and the overall balance of energy and moisture. The chapter emphasizes that protecting and understanding the cloud cycle is essential for maintaining Earth's natural defenses and ensuring the continued viability of life. As the cloud continues its journey, the narrative leaves readers with a deeper appreciation for the complex and vital role that clouds play in protecting the planet. The chapter sets the stage for the final exploration of the cloud cycle, where the focus will shift to the impact of human activities on clouds and the ongoing efforts to preserve this critical aspect of Earth's climate system. As the cloud drifts across the sky, its journey intersects with a world undergoing rapid change. This final chapter explores the ways in which human activities impact clouds and the broader climate system, examining how these changes affect both the natural world and human society. The narrative begins by describing the influence of human activities on cloud formation and behavior. Urbanization, industrialization, and agriculture have all contributed to changes in atmospheric composition, with pollutants such as aerosols, greenhouse gases, and particulate matter affecting cloud properties. The chapter explains how these pollutants can act as additional cloud condensation nuclei, altering cloud formation processes. For example, increased aerosol concentrations can lead to the formation of smaller, more numerous droplets, resulting in clouds that are brighter and more reflective but potentially less efficient at producing precipitation. The chapter delves into the effects of greenhouse gases, such as carbon dioxide and methane, on cloud behavior and climate. These gases trap heat in the atmosphere, leading to warmer temperatures and changes in cloud dynamics. Warmer air can hold more moisture, which may lead to the formation of more intense and frequent storms. The narrative explores how shifts in cloud cover and cloud type due to greenhouse gas emissions can exacerbate global warming, creating a feedback loop that further intensifies climate change. The story also examines the impact of deforestation and land use changes on clouds and local climate. As forests are cleared for agriculture or urban development, The loss of vegetation affects local humidity and temperature, which in turn influences cloud formation and precipitation patterns. The narrative highlights how changes in land use can lead to reduced cloud cover and altered rainfall patterns, affecting water resources and ecosystems. One of the chapter's focal points is the phenomenon of urban heat islands, where cities experience higher temperatures than surrounding rural areas due to the concentration of buildings, roads, and human activities. The narrative describes how this localized warming can affect cloud formation, leading to changes in precipitation patterns and increased heat stress on urban populations. The chapter explores the efforts being made to mitigate these effects through green infrastructure, such as urban parks and green roofs, which help to cool cities and improve air quality. The chapter also addresses the scientific and policy responses to the challenges posed by human-induced changes to clouds and climate. Advances in climate modeling and remote sensing technologies have improved our understanding of cloud processes and their interactions with the broader climate system. The narrative discusses how these tools are used to predict and manage the impacts of climate change, from forecasting extreme weather events to developing strategies for reducing greenhouse gas emissions. International agreements, such as the Paris Agreement, play a crucial role in addressing global climate challenges. The chapter explores the goals and mechanisms of such agreements, emphasizing the importance of global cooperation in mitigating climate change and protecting cloud systems. The narrative reflects on the role of individuals, communities, and governments in contributing to these efforts, highlighting the need for collective action to address the pressing issue of climate change. The chapter concludes with a reflection on the interconnectedness of human and natural systems. Clouds, once seen as mere weather phenomena, are now understood as integral components of a complex climate system influenced by human activities. The narrative underscores the importance of protecting and preserving cloud systems to ensure the continued health of the planet. It highlights the role of scientific research, policy, and individual actions in safeguarding the delicate balance of Earth's climate. As the final words are written, the cloud's journey is not just a metaphor for nature's cycles but a reminder of the impact we have on the world around us. The story leaves readers with a sense of urgency and responsibility, emphasizing that the choices we make today will shape the future of our planet and its vital systems. This chapter has explored the human impact on clouds and climate, revealing the profound connections between our actions and the natural world. It serves as a call to action, urging readers to recognize the importance of their role in preserving the delicate balance of Earth's climate system.